Brian, the casual Brian, with another casual podcast, the podcast that connects you to the world casually. This ca- this podcast is brought to you by the Casual brand. We have lots of different pages for you to check out. We have a clothing line, so much for you to tap into. So casually, just get connected. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, we appreciate it. Be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you're watching from. Also, if you're watching this later, let me know. Let me know when you're watching this. It's currently 2 o'clock. I had to kind of jump on here and do a surprise live because I got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to dinner tonight with the homie. It's telling me that my Twitch is live, which is cool. I know that. So yeah, today I had to get on. My schedule is kind of flipped on his head, so I got to kind of do things when I can. My family's going to get home early, which is making me think, how am I going to do my lives when my family is home the whole time? I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It might not be streams. It might just be me on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. The podcast is up for yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, the videos are always posted. I know for some reason they're not posting on Twitch. I don't know exactly what it is that's causing that. They're on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. They stay up, but Twitch is not staying up. So if you are uh, about that Twitch life and you know what's good, please just let me know. Please give me a heads up so I can kind of get that, because I want the videos to stay up on Twitch. So if you missed yesterday's podcast, I'm going to do a very, very short recap. Your boy had the greatest fantasy football comeback. I should stop calling it a comeback because I never was down. I had a 30-point lead that held up. Now, the fact that it held up is crazy. And I really it is crazy. But at the same time, last week was crazy, because of Omicron. It's like we really shouldn't be like surprised about stuff happening in sports. It's unfortunate, but I don't know how to feel. Part of me feels like it's unfortunate, it's kind of screwing up the game, but then part of me is like, that's football. Next man up, right? That's always the slogan. Next man up, that's football, that's the game. And it's not to the point where the NBA is, where they're just picking random dudes up. They're not random, but they're picking people off the street and signing them to 10-day contracts, which is hilarious. I wonder how much money you get paid for that. I wonder if it's like 100,000, 50,000. That'd be great. Nice little holiday bonus. But yeah, so I I didn't score very many points. The team I play obviously didn't score very many points. My friend scored probably like a record low, and his team had been doing great. But it's almost next to impossible with regular injuries and then COVID on top of that. So I feel pretty good. I don't know. It's not so much that I mean, I feel like my team is a good team, but it's more like I feel like I have this good momentum. You know what I mean? I feel good about my chances of winning. But there's no easy matches from now on. So, hoping that things work out. It's a very, very good prize. It would be the biggest prize. And let me tell you something, that money, even if I just make the money, it'll be a great thing. Now, my league, no shade, because they gave us the opportunity to talk. I mean, this is a perfect example of my generation. We had every opportunity to give input. I didn't do it. I didn't really pay attention, and because of that, I didn't do as I could have done better. If I didn't realize that we could do two quarterbacks for at least 3-4 games into the season, that's a problem. And that's my fault. So next year, I'm going to pay attention. Also, this year we opted for um, first and second to get paid, and then the high score to get the third. So your money back, I think is what it is. Now, I don't like that. I don't mind it, but I think take $50 from the first prize and $50 from the second prize. That's still a nice payday. And give third place your money back. I think if you get third after a whole season, you got to get at least your money back. That's brutal. That is brutal. This is, I mean, this is the pressure game. Next week it's like, how good is my holiday going to be? Is it going to be great because first prize is great, or is it going to be just good because second prize is good? But this week, it's either you get money or you don't get money, and that is brutal. I mean, it is what it is. It's a 12 man league, 12-person league, and so I just think that third. I think if you get third, after all it takes, you should at least get your money back. That's just my thoughts. So, but yeah, I came back. Omicron, man, it's I vacillate between feeling like everyone's gonna get it, so I might as well just not sweat it. I'm boosted. I should have a pretty decent go at it. You know, I don't think any boosted people have gone to the hospital as of yet. I don't think any vaccinated people really have gone to the hospital. But they always say the majority. So that whenever they say the majority, that means that some people are going. And we don't know why they're going. More than likely, they're older. I think they've said they're immunocompromised, which I mean, technically, I think includes me. It's funny how words work, like trying to get definitions. Like, what does it mean to be immunocompromised? So I have hypertension. I don't know if that means that I'm immunocompromised, or is it just a morbidity words? That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Either way, I'm boosted. I'm exercising. I'm taking supplements. I'm doing jujitsu every day though. And I don't really stress about it. I feel like, you know what I mean? It's not, I don't know how to explain it. I don't feel bad about it. I feel good about it. Um that being said, I don't want to do anything that makes people uncomfortable. I don't want to do anything that makes um people feel bad. In fact, I what I because Darcel and her family are probably coming up next week, possibly coming up next week, I might not do any grappling next week. Um, it's unfortunate because I love jujitsu. I love it, man. It's just the best. But I have to be realistic. And right now, Orlando's doing pretty good. I think it's like 202 people, 202 cases. Could have been hospitalizations. I don't know. Also, Florida's not the best with reporting their cases. But that being said, it seems like Orlando's okay right now. And like I said again, I'm triple vaccinated, boosted, whatever you want to say. But I just want to make sure that I'm being responsible for myself and for my family and for my friends. Um so yeah, Omicron is just such a pain in the butt though. What is this? Omicron is it's just, it's funny because people, they're talking about, like, the I see a lot of these conservative people talking about like this, like they didn't tell us about this. I remember before they were even talking about boosters on like the second shot, they were saying we are in a race between the vaccines and the variants. This might even have been before Delta, or right when Delta was hitting India and ravaging India, which everyone seems to forget about. People just seem to forget about everything. People seem to forget about Italy when Italy first happened. That was awful. And not only was it awful, it was terrifying. But people seem to forget about that. And then they seem to forget about India, how terrible it was in India. And that wasn't that long ago, And but they've been telling us we are in a race between the variants and the vaccines. And what we're seeing, I'm no doctor, but I think that we can look objectively and see that the variants are adapting to deal with the vaccines. So Omicron, thankfully, it appears to be not that lethal, not that severe, but it is super, super contagious. So part of me, some days I feel like, everyone's going to get it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. I mean, they're not locking down. I don't want to go back to lockdowns. I didn't get 3 boosters to go back to lockdown, but then at the same time, I was like, I don't want to get it. I just don't want to get it. You know, my family got it. It was awful. I have friends who've had it. It was awful. I know people who died from it. It's just I don't want to get it. And I think that that's fair. I think some people kind of they're unrealistic and unreasonable. I don't think there's anything wrong with someone saying I don't want to get COVID, you know? Even if you feel like it's just a flu or just a cold, that's fine for you. But if a person like myself doesn't want to get it, it's fine. I have a history of asthma. I have hypertension. I have vitamin D deficiency. There are a lot of things that can mix with COVID and make it a bad time for me. I don't believe I I believe that if I got it, I would more than likely be okay. That being said, why risk it? And I'm not saying I'm not saying that I gotta avoid all risk. I do jujitsu. I've been doing grappling every day. But, you know, that is my risk. That is the risk that I'm comfortable with. And but I'm not going to any clubs. I'm not going into I'm not going to any bars. Um, because I don't feel comfortable with that, you know? So, that's life. That's life. They're saying Omicron will probably peak in January. So, you know, we just gotta ride the wave. It's frustrating though. I do get frustrated a little bit, with this whole thing. But more so than being frustrated, I'm more in awe of I've always thought about this. My generation, our generation, this generation has not really had any historic experience. 9/11, so there is that for sure. But a world war, the depression, the Spanish flu, these things change just change the makeup of the world. America will never be the same. For better or for worse. America will never be the same. The America that you remember is gone. And we can improve for the better. I'm hoping that we improve for the better. I'm looking to see what I can do to help. We should all be looking to see what we can do to help. But we've changed. We've gone. We got like the accelerator on it's not just innovation. It's just we're never going to be the same. We're different. We're moving to a more digital world, the metaverse. Some people are nervous about the metaverse. I'm excited about it. I love technology though. I love technology because I love people. I love communities. I love getting to know people. I think it's amazing that right now I can pick up my phone and call somebody in Japan and they could pick up and say, "Hey, why are you calling me? It's 2 in the morning or 3. I don't know. I'm trying to sleep. I'll talk to you tomorrow." I think that's awesome, man. I think Facebook is awesome. I think MySpace, but not Facebook. Facebook, nah, we're so hard on Facebook, and there are some things that Facebook is awful about. But man, it does a lot of good too. It does a lot of good, you know, like a kitchen knife. It's I don't know if that's the best metaphor. I think it's a decent one. A kitchen knife. It is designed for cooking. It's designed for eating your food. But if I take it and I walk outside in the street, um, and I stab somebody, it doesn't mean that kitchen knives are a problem. Now, people say, "Well, Brian, that sounds like you're making an argument for guns." No, I'm not. I'm not making an argument for guns. I am making sure you could use that for some guns, but there's a big difference between a kitchen knife, a gun, and an automatic rifle. So, it's not just the person, you know, sometimes the tools matter as well. But that's beside the point. I think social gets a bad rap. I think people need to start learning how to use social. I think we need to also start holding people accountable. You know? We don't I just feel like we don't ever hold anybody accountable. Stop being a jerk on social media. If the majority If the majority of your experiences on social media are negative, it's probably you. You know, they're not going to give you negativity if that's not what you respond to. They're not going to feed you negativity if you like positive experiences, motivational experiences, aspirational experiences. The internet, the internet is a mirror. And there's no there don't think about social media. There is no social media. There is the internet, and there are things to do, and there are platforms on the internet, and it's just a mirror, and it's showing you who you are. And if you don't like what you're seeing, then maybe you need to examine who you are, because I promise you, the best way for any of these platforms to keep you online is to give you what you want. I like anime. So they're not gonna give me lectures. They're not gonna feed me up lectures. And you have control. I don't know if people understand this. You have control. If you want to see something, then you just simply search that thing. Keep searching that thing. Like it. Leave a comment. Then they're gonna say, "Oh wow, this person really likes this thing. We need to give them more of this." But the reality is people aren't honest with themselves, and they don't hold themselves accountable. They know you're getting on people's pages and leaving comments, long comments, and replying to them about everything that you disagree with. Think about it. Think about it from a standpoint of this thing that does not know. And it's like there's a saying: if you only think about bills or losing money, the universe doesn't know that you're worried about it. It just says that you're focused on losing money. So that must mean that you want to lose money. I believe in this, man. You got to, and it's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do, to change your mindset from I don't want to lose to I want to win. But it makes the difference. It makes a difference. It sounds like woo woo. It sounds like, oh, that's just like whatever. I'm telling you, the reason why I don't like to do MMA is because my mindset is I don't want to get hit. That's not the mindset to win. Of course you don't want to get hit, but your mindset should be I have to hit this person. And whatever it takes, I need to hit this person. Yes, it's good if I practice and I prepare myself, and my movements are that I don't get hit as much or at all while I'm doing it. But the mindset has always got to be I have to hit this person. I have to take this person out. If the mindset is I don't want to get hit, I don't want to get taken out, good luck. Good luck with that. It's not going to last long. Same with money, same with anything. Everything in life you have to focus on the positive. Focus on the positive. Not I don't want to lose all my money. I want to make money. I don't want to get rejected. I want to start this connection. I'm telling you, I I I am what is it? What is it? I'm not only oh, what's the quote? What's the guy? I'm not only the salesperson, I'm the client. I don't remember what it was. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I believe this. I practice what I preach. Everything I say, the thing, like if you've noticed that I'm doing a lot more on social now, it's because I want to practice what I preach. I don't want to just talk about things that I think. I want to talk about I know. And even and with the understanding that just because it works for me or it doesn't work for me doesn't mean that it won't work for you or will work for you. I can just tell you what I know. And then from there, you can go on and you can go and make your own choice from there. I don't know what VOI stands for. Um, I appreciate the comment though, but I don't know what VOI stands for. So if you can expound upon that, that would be killer. I love how StreamYard puts the comments in the section. I think that's super dope, super cool. So I want to talk a little bit about a couple things. One, the Spider-Man movie. Everybody needs to go see this Spider-Man movie. I mean, I wasn't always a big not anime, geez, comic book, comic movie fan. I used to think they were cheesy and just not, you know what I mean? Like Transformers, I hated those movies. I hated all those Transformers movies. I think they were lazy, terrible plot, terrible story, just blowing things up. But I found the Marvel movies to be better. From Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, all of them, all of them. There's not one I didn't like. Ant Man was maybe probably one of my least favorites, but I'm not a big Ant Man fan. So, but this Spider Man movie was great. I don't want to. I don't know how I could talk about it without spoiling anything. So I'm not going to talk about it. But I would just highly recommend seeing it. I think it's amazing. If you can see it in IMAX, I wish that's my only regret. I saw it in a good theater, a good size theater, but it was definitely not IMAX. So amazing graphics, amazing story, great performances, great job with the music. I loved every part of it. God, I wish I could. There was one thing at the end. There was one thing at the end where I was kind of like, "What? Come on, man!" You know, it's so American the way they did it. In anime, there are consequences. Everybody that starts the journey doesn't finish the journey. I'll just put it like that. I feel like I'm even saying that I'm kind of giving away some spoilers, so I'm just gonna pull back. But my only critique of of the movie was that the ending, and at the ending there was something that was kind of like, come on, bro, come on. And I got into it. And moving on to anime, now that I brought up anime, so I'm watching Gintama, which I'm just committed. I'm committed to finishing Gintama, and I'm starting to get it. You know what I mean? Like I've been you know what is it? What is it? Just like ticking away. One episode, two episodes. I did 3 episodes. Today I'm gonna try to get like 2 in. I got a dinner. See, but the problem is I don't have the time to do it. And what's frustrating is I had more time, and now I'm gonna have less time as the holidays kind of really kick into the high gear. But I'm watching it, and I like it. I wish there was a dub. I think that the problem with me in Gintama is it's so wordy, it's so dialogue heavy, and because it's the humor. The humor makes Gintama to me right now. I like the soul of Gintama though. It's all about like it's very like you know what I mean. Like you feel it's all about the feels. You feel for the characters in each of these scenarios, but it's slow. They do a lot of jokes, but every other joke I laugh. I don't know. I'm gonna finish it. I'm committed to finishing Gintama. I don't care. My goal is I want to finish it by the end of the year. That's a hefty goal, especially at the rate I'm going. I'm not gonna do grappling tomorrow, so I can stay up late. So I'm gonna stay up late tonight, and I'm gonna watch Gintama because it's important to me. It's very important. It's so slow. But I'm gonna finish it because I'm committed to it, and it's hard to know because it feels like there are no fillers in Gintama. It feels like the whole thing is kind of a perfect blend of filler and story and canon. I wish I would have read it. Then I would have known. Maybe I'll look and see if there's a filler guide. I skipped all the filler in Fairy Tale. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? God bless whoever decided to make filler guides because filler is awful. Okay? It's just awful. It makes me not want to watch any anime as it's going on. It's just the worst. People don't understand. You know what I mean? People don't understand. I'm an OG anime fan. Not trying to say I'm better than anyone, but like back in the day, you had to watch the filler. And not only did you have to watch it, you had to wait for it. So for when that Bount atrocity was happening in Bleach, we had to wait. It was like a year and a half or so that we had to watch the Bount arc. Oh, the one of the worst things ever. My lord. But now they don't have to do that. You just freaking got an anime guide and just skip over it, which is amazing. Which is amazing. It's amazing. I like it. Yeah, I was getting so hopefully wish me luck. Wish me luck. Keep me in your thoughts because I'm trying to finish Gintama. I really want to get it done. I got into it with somebody on Twitter yesterday because they were saying that Zoro is the right currently the strongest second hand in One Piece. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Ben Beckman, first of all, I don't. You can't put Zoro over Marco. Just that. It just. I just. People overreact all the time in anime, and it's like I think that's part of the culture, overreacting to moments. You know, um, people were saying like Demon Slayer was like the greatest anime ever after the scene where Tanjiro cuts the demon's head off. The greatest anime ever. Come on now. No, it's not even close. It was great. I love Demon Slayer. I was one of the first people, not like Black Clover, excuse me, where no one liked Black Clover, and I was hype on it. And I was like, "What are y'all talking about?" I mean, I understood that Asta's voice acting was terrible at first. It wasn't terrible. It was just it was too intense. He had to dial it back just a little bit, and once he dialed it back, it was right on the money. But yeah, man, yeah, it's one of those things, man. I'm just like, let's not overreact. I but part of the problem is I've never been the biggest Zoro fan. And there's a very simple reason. I get why people like Zoro. I think he's dope in a lot of ways, but I didn't like what he did with Usopp. And I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him at all, but that's not who the Straw Hats are. You know what I'm saying? That's just not who they are. That's not who Luffy is. I'm I'm not saying that I'm not glad that Zoro didn't put his foot down and they didn't, kind of get that worked out, because that was kind of probably needed before they got to the new world. But that's just not who they are, man. They're fun loving, you know? Um and they're always, it's not like that's the only argument. I mean, yes, he got into a fight and he challenged him, but you know, I don't know. It just bothered me. It just bothered me. And I've never really forgave him. I think that writing wise, what happened at Thriller Bark was designed to kind of bring Zoro back a little bit, but it didn't for me at all. I mean, I don't like the fact that he's just kind of a jerk. Um and then for years people have been talking about Zoro would leave the Straw Hats. That's crazy. Another thing is I'm not really like super happy about this. Was supposed to be Zoro's story. I we I haven't really, you know, I hope they don't do a long backstory on Zoro right now at where we are. Come on now. But we really haven't found that much out about Zoro. We don't know anything about his family yet. So I don't know. I hear people complain about the pacing in One Piece sometimes, and I don't really agree with it because I feel like it's, especially if you have the benefit of watching it all at once. So I stopped watching Wano because I want to watch it all at one time, and I just want to binge it. I can't do week to week, not with Wano. Um, really not with One Piece. I just prefer to watch it in like one experience. But I can see the what people's point is about the pacing. I just don't think Zoro is. And so what the real beef came was someone was like, you can't put Zoro or Katakuri over Zoro. I was like, what are you talking about? Katakuri fought on equal footing with Luffy. You can't tell me that you think Zoro is stronger than Luffy. Period. Period. It's ridiculous. It's I don't even know why we're having an argument about it. Okay? And in my opinion, he let Luffy win because Luffy earned Luffy earned his respect. So why are we even having this conversation? Unless you think Zoro is stronger than Luffy, then why are we talking about Zoro beating Katakuri? He gets bodied by him. Just because he took a shot from Kaido doesn't mean that he can. And another thing is like, how do we know that Katakuri couldn't avoid it with his observation hockey? It's just, I don't know, man. People get kind of out of hand, out of pocket. That's just my opinion. And that's my stream for today. I really appreciate everybody who stopped by. If you're seeing this later, drop me a comment. If you are watching on Facebook, be sure to follow. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, and on Twitter. We try to do a stream every day. We should be here tomorrow. Friday, we'll see. Because Friday is, as we know, Christmas Eve. So might have to take that day off. But I will, if I'm not doing a stream, I will be live, at least on Facebook. So happy holidays to everyone. Hope everyone's having a great holiday break. Hope everyone has safe travels, safe and comfortable travels. And I will see you tomorrow.